It's my pleasure to welcome you to ACNN Television News. I am Charles Philip Owakolam. You're welcome. The Kaduna State chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria has raised alarm over the purported eviction order handed down to one of its churches in Zaria, Kaduna State. The Kaduna State Urban Planning Development Agency allegedly served the 100-year-old St. George Anglican Church, Sabongeri, Zaria, the 7-day notice which it claimed was a directive from the governor's office. The notice also claimed that compensation had been duly paid to the church. The notice, which was not dated, was addressed to house number 27 Church House, Sabongeri Market, Zaria, which in the actual sense is St. George's Church. The signatory of the notice did not include his name, but it was signed by the zonal head of the Kaduna State Urban Planning Development Agency on behalf of the zonal manager. It was gathered that the agency had planned to pull down the structures to pave way for the expansion of the Sabongeri market. But the state CAN chairman, Reverend Joseph Hayab, in a statement in Kaduna, faulted the eviction order, noting that such an order wouldn't have emanated from the governor of the state, Malam Nasiru El-Rufai. Though in 2016, the chairman claimed that the state had made such moves to relocate the church to pave way for expansion of the market, but later realized that the church had all valid documents. The chairman also, in a statement, asked the governor, Nasiru El-Rufai, to call the Kaduna State Urban Planning Development Agency to order, saying that CAN doubts if the governor had issued such a directive. Meanwhile, on a telephone conversation with the Diocesan Bishop of Zaria, Right Reverend Abiodun Ogunyemi, the bishop shed more light on the new development.
The governor wrote us a letter, that's on Tuesday in the afternoon. I saw the letter. It's from Kasuda Tony. It's Kasuda that brought the letter on behalf of the governor that we should vacate that place within 7 days, which means by Tuesday we should vacate that place. I think they want to come and demolish the cathedral and the market. We've written back to the governor that land, the whole land belongs to us. The self-hold is written in our name. Then we wrote to Kasuda himself, telling them that what they want to do is very wrong. And we have written to the director of SSS in the state. We have written to Commissioner of Police, and they have acknowledged our letter. We've written to the governor. The Prime Minister is aware. The Church of Nigeria is aware. My Archbishop is aware. So we're perfecting it on the internet everywhere. Because the case started since 2008 when Namadi Sambo wanted to take over that place and rebuild the market. And after a long argument, when he got out that the land belongs to us, we still hold it our name. He now said no. He wrote to us personally that he will never touch that church again, that it should be an historical edifice. El-Rufai too came 2016, wanted to do the same thing. Later on, he's not doing anything with it. So we don't know what has happened to him, why he wants to demolish it now. And that church is one of the oldest churches in northern Nigeria. It has been there since 1908. The permit is already, he has waded into it. In fact, he told me this morning I should send the photograph that he wants to make a write-up, which we're going to put it on daily.
The House of Representatives has directed the Central Bank of Nigeria to suspend the new charges placed on Nigerians under its new cashless policy with immediate effect. CBN had announced an increase in the charges on withdrawals and deposits exceeding 500,000 naira. However, in a plenary session, the lower house ordered the Apex Bank to suspend the policy until appropriate consultations have been concluded. Reactions from Mohammed Kazauri Gudaji, a member of the Nigerian House of Representatives representing the Kazauri Roni Gwiwa constituency of Jigawa State, and a confirmation via a series of tweets on the official Twitter handle of the House of Representatives, affirmed the directive.
Mr. Speaker, this issue is very important. I heard that Honorable Abonte talking that we should call the CBN governor to come and tell us the reason. We don't need the reason. Anything that will affect our people is our responsibility as representative of the people here. If we see anything that will affect people, to stop it. Mr. Speaker, seriously, I heard some people today complaining that somebody with a capital of 300,000, he is feared to keep that money in his home. He takes to the bank maybe the profit you will get out of that 300,000 is 5,000 or 7,000 naira. The bank will remove 15,000 for the deposit. Mr. Speaker, if we look at the situation, Mr. Speaker, people are suffering in this country, and now we are going to the CBN now are trying to become a robbers.
The Anambra State House of Assembly has urged the federal government to make Air Peace Airline a national carrier for its contributions in the evacuation of stranded Nigerians in South Africa. The lawmakers also urged President Muhammadu Buhari to confer on Chief Allen Onyema, chairman of Air Peace, a national honor for his philanthropic gestures and contributions to human development. The resolution followed a motion by Dr. Pascal Abodike, member representing Ihiala 2, and supported by 28 others, which was unanimously adopted at the plenary. Abodike, moving the motion at a special session in honor of Onyema, said that Air Peace bus transported Nigerians in danger out of South Africa free of charge. He described Onyema as a humble, non-tribalistic, generous, humanitarian and patriotic Nigerian who deserved to be recognized. The Speaker of the House, Mr. Uche Okafor, commended Onyema for solely volunteering to alleviate the sufferings of Nigerians in the hands of South Africans. In line with the Central Bank of Nigeria policy to discourage the importation of milk, 4 dairy products manufacturers have commenced the process for the local production of milk. The CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele, who announced in Abuja, gave the names of the companies. They are the Friesland Capina Wamco, Neon Agro, Chi Limited, and Irish Dairy. He said they have already expressed interest to invest in the Bobby Grazing Reserve in Niger State. Bobby Grazing Reserve, located in Mariga local government area, is part of the 26 Grazing Reserves Gazette under a livestock development initiative by the Niger State government in partnership with the CBN. The reserve has a land area of 31,000 acres with about 700 families and 300,000 heads of cattle resident there for the pilot project. So far, the CBN governor said Friesland Capina Wamco and Neon Agro have agreed to acquire 10,000 acres of land each, while Chi Limited and Irish Dairy are to develop 4,000 acres each for their local milk production project. The remaining 3,000 acres will be retained by the state government for its development programs. The Energy and Mineral Resources Limited Consult has announced the maiden edition of the Pollution Control Conference, an annual gathering that provides the opportunity to explore issues of mutual concern, exchange knowledge, share evidence, ideas, and generate solutions to tackle pollution in Nigeria and beyond. The Pollution Control Conference, POCON, is expected to bring together top executives, leaders, and experts in the environment, manufacturing, oil and gas, waste management, renewable energy, health, industry, and government agencies. The conference is focused on environmental pollution and pollution control measures that can be adopted in reducing the effect of pollution in Nigeria. The conference is expected to be on the 27th of September at the Oriental Hotel, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, has its theme of the conference as a global problem from a local perspective. The conference will give everyone the opportunity to explore its issues on waste pollution, water pollution, air pollution, clean and green technology innovations, health and safety, environmental justice and law, green finance, and many more. The Rivers State Police Command has arrested a suspected serial killer of young women, Mr. Gracious David West, who allegedly lures his victims to a low-budget hotels in Port Harcourt, the state capital. It was gathered that the suspect was caught on camera a few days ago leaving a hotel after strangling a yet-to-be-identified lady following a sex romp with her. However, a statement by the Nigerian Police Public Relations Officer Frank Mba said the alleged serial killer, who is also a cultist, was nabbed on his way to Uyo, Akwa Ibom State from Port Harcourt. We now go on a short commercial break. News on the hour makes a return. Please stay tuned.
Getting the best hospitality and affordable luxury is what we guarantee at our guest houses right in the heart of Abuja. Decent guest houses that offers surpassing services such as 24-hour room service, constant power supply, decent non-smoking environment, parking lot, laundry service, multi-purpose hall, mini-mart, restaurant services, spacious room at affordable rate. For reservation, book online at www.anglicanguesthousesabuja.com or locate us at All Saints Guest House, 29 Tamale Street, Wuse Zone 3, Abuja. Telephone 0806-699-5823 or 0805-285-5092 or Church Guest House, 24 Douala Street, Wuse Zone 5, Abuja. Telephone 0816-860-7024 or 0805-677-3815.
You are welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV. To be up to date with our news and other programs, download the ACNN app for Android from Google Play Store. Now to international scene. A new area bishop for the rapidly growing churches in the Gambela region of Ethiopia has been given the important task of training up Christian leaders. Speaking at the consecration of Rajan Jacob as area bishop for Gambela, the Bishop of Egypt with North Africa and the Horn of Africa, Dr. Munir Anis, said raising up and training Christian leaders would be the bishop's most important job. Bishop Munir posited that the mission for which God chose him is to build his kingdom in Gambela. According to him, this will require prioritizing development of local leaders to take over the responsibility in the nearest future. Rajan Jacob, who is a native of India, was the Archdeacon of Gambela and was also consecrated in All Saints Cathedral, Cairo, on 11 September by the Archbishop of Jerusalem and the Middle East, Suhail Dawani. The church in Ethiopia has been growing rapidly in the past few years, mainly due to the Sudanese refugees who fled Sudan and South Sudan and brought their faith into the refugee camps in the Gambela region of the country, which borders South Sudan. Along with training leaders, Bishop Rajan's new role will include overseeing community development projects such as a boarding school for girls, a school for the underprivileged, a clean water project, and a small business ventures, as well as continuing to promote peace building through youth ministry and the Mothers Union. More than 1,000 people joined in the celebration for the ordination of Bishop Waitoheriki Kwali as the first Maori woman to be ordained a bishop in the Anglican Church of Aotearoa, New Zealand and Polynesia. The celebration service on 12th September was held in the Anglican School Ratkili College, Marston, and was a day of excitement and celebration with the voices of women and young people playing a key part through readings, songs and prayers. Waitoheriki Kwali, who was ordained in 2013, has since 2015 served as Archdeacon of the Maori Pastorate of Wairarapa. Until recently, the bishop-elect held the role of Maori Communities Health Services Manager at Waora Maori Health based in Masterton. Bishop Waitoheriki will shepherd the Maori Anglican Church across the lower North Islands region of Taranaki, Manawatu, Wairarapa, and Wellington. El Salvador's former president Antonio Saka has been sentenced to 2 years in prison for bribery and corruption. This is according to the Office of Attorney General of El Salvador. The 54-year-old was found guilty of attempting to bribe a court employee with $10,000 in a bid to obtain information about a case against him. Saka, who served as president from 2004 to 2009, confessed to having committed the crimes attributed to him. The former president is already serving a 10-year sentence for misuse of some $300 million of public funds and money laundering. The anti-corruption prosecutor told journalists outside the court that a judge is yet to decide how Saka will serve the additional 2 years. Now to sports news. Callum Hudson-Odoi has signed a new 5-year contract with Chelsea that will keep him at Stamford Bridge until 2024. According to Premier League news, Hudson-Odoi's previous deal was set to expire at the end of the season, and he was heavily linked with German champions Bayern Munich, whose interest in the 18-year-old was rejected by Chelsea earlier this year. According to the club, Callum Hudson-Odoi has committed himself to Chelsea Football Club by signing a new 5-year contract. Hudson-Odoi, who made his senior England debut in a Euro 2020 qualifier match, is recovering from an Achilles injury he suffered in April. While commenting on the deal, Callum said, "It's been a long wait, but it's done now, and I'm really happy about that. I've been a Chelsea player since I was 8 years, and this is the right club for me to be." And with our sports news, we'll wrap it up on ACNN Television News. I am Charles Philip Wakalam. Thank you for watching.